Hello, America, FBI and CIA agents, and fellow cult members. Welcome to Culture Club USA. I'm Debrava. And today's riddle is, are influencers and elite are a sign of the culture? They are an echo of us, even if the reflection is a vulture. Wicked times breed heroines, but now it's harlots are the sculpture. Wicked faults breed from cracks, as what is moral becomes torture. Okay, in today's episode of OnlyFans on Trial, international philanderer Bonnie Blue sits down with a woman who plays the tradcon in this discussion on society, morality, and chastity. You ready? Let's dive in.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Michelle.
Hi, I'm Bonnie.
Lovely to meet you. Thanks for coming today. So I saw what you were doing online and I thought it'd be nice to just have a sit down conversation, pick your brain a bit, have a better understanding as to who you are and how you became who you are now.
Yeah, okay, good.
At what point did you start creating the content that you create?
Coming up 2 years ago now.
Okay.
So it's still not that long. I'm still very new to it.
Okay, hold on. First of all, for those of you who don't know Bonnie Blue, oh, she's a very interesting woman. Now, she slept, this is just one episode that I did. She slept with over 100 guys in like a day or a weekend. I'm sorry, my producers are yelling to me, 1,000. I forgot. Thank you. 1,000. 1,000 college student boys in a weekend. That's what it was. One day, they're correcting me again. She slept with 1,000 college students in a day on campus, off campus, wherever. 1,000. How do you sleep with 1,000 people in a day? How's that even possible? Is it like one stroke and out? I mean, I just don't even understand how you do it. I mean, that's got to be the most exhausting experience on earth. So grotesque. Okay. Anyway, this is Bonnie Blue.
Ago now.
Okay.
So it's still not that long. I'm still very new to it.
And what were you doing previously?
Recruitment. Well, I had like 2 yeyears off because I just relocated to Australia. So I had 2 years living by the beach, living like a nice life.
Yeah.
But then prior to that, my full-time job was recruitment.
And then what, because that's a big jump.
Yeah.
So hold on. So she was a recruiter for what? What were you recruiting? I mean, a recruiter for what? Like a international corn filmmaker? I mean, who were you recruiting? What were you doing? You had a nice life living on the beach and then you just decided that you wanted to be a corn star. Oh, and on top of that, go to a campus and sleep with 1,000 boys in a day. I mean, really? That's called mental illness.
It's recruitment.
And then what, because that's a big jump.
Yeah, a slight difference.
It's a big difference. Like, that's recruitment to, what would you classify yourself now, like work-wise, if someone says, what do you do for a living?
OnlyFans, but people call it prostitution, slut, slag, whatever.
Yeah.
So I take any word.
Oh, you're just happy with anything?
Yeah, like I'm not phased. Like when you do OnlyFans, no matter the length of your content, you can be called, oh, you're selling your body, you're a prostitute, you're a slut. Like, so I take any word that comes with it.
But essentially that's the truth though, isn't it? Like you are selling your body.
Yeah.
So you don't mind the repercussions of what comes with it?
It's hard work being a slut. Like I've earned the title.
So you enjoy being called a slut? Okay, so it's not like an offensive thing. So
No.
So you are like a professional hoe and you're happy about that?
Yeah, it's like hard work to get this body count.
What is your body count?
It's coming up to 2,000.
2,000 men?
Yeah, 2,000. It is high.
This girl didn't do her research. Even I forgot and thought it was 100. I'm thinking 100 is outrageous. Are you kidding me? This woman has slept with 2,000 men. This woman is in shock. Look at her. She's like, what? 2,000? Huh? And can you imagine where we are in society? This woman is sitting here like, I'll take anything I can. A slut, a slag, doesn't matter. Prostitute, doesn't matter. I'm very proud of it. She's sitting here like unfazed. Do you understand? Something's wrong with her. There's like a disease. I don't know, you guys, anybody know what it's called? There's a disease or some kind of like mental illness where you have absolutely no feelings. It's a real thing. She has to have it. How could you be so unemotional after 1,000 men ran through you in a day? And you're just sitting here like, just talking about like it's nothing. Can you imagine?
2,000 men?
Yeah, 2,000. It is high.
Okay, so what was your life like growing up? So prior to like everything that you've done, what was you like as a child?
Just like I had the most normal childhood. I've got like mum, dad, sister, lived in like a small village. I had hobbies alongside school. I wasn't naughty at school, but like, yes, I didn't do my homework. Like, yes, I'd be late for class. It was just like cheeky, but not naughty, not like mischievous or anything like that. Was doing like dancing alongside school. So very just normal childhood.
So it was like any experienced trauma in your childhood that you can recall that would have...
Zero trauma, no daddy issues. People look into my past a lot. They're like, there must be something. Like, something must be happening.
Because it is a big thing to just go from like having this beautiful life in a village to people on camera. That's like...
It was a beautiful life, but God, it was boring. It's the same as everybody else's life. Like, nothing happened.
Did you have a high sex drive growing up?
Here we go, okay? Guys, she was bored. She was bored. It was boring. Like, this girl doesn't appreciate... Do you know how many women, young girls... She's a woman, okay? She's like 30. She's a totally grown adult. Do you know how many young kids in their tweens or teenagers or even younger that want to take dance, that couldn't afford it, that are in families that are just struggling constantly? I mean, do you know how many people would actually kill to be in her position as a young adult, as a child? Do you know how many people don't have that? And this girl appreciates what? Nothing. She was bored. Bored. Are you kidding me? I mean, look at her body. I mean, if you see her later, she has a phenomenal body, long legs. I mean, she could have been a dancer. She's clear. I mean, she could have really done a lot of things just based off her looks and frame. Think about it. And you had the resources to do it. I mean, I just don't. You want attention? Go be a dancer. Who in their right mind decides that they want to be an actual prostitute on camera? Okay, most prostitutes are trying to hide the fact that they're prostitutes. She's a prostitute on camera, okay? I mean, who actually, in their right mind, reaches for these goals? I mean, this is crazy, and actually accomplishes it. 2,000 people she slept with. It's insanity. Her poor parents.
Boring. It's the same as everybody else's life. Like, nothing happened.
Did you have a high sex drive growing up?
I wouldn't say it was that high. Like, I was in a long-term relationship. So, yes, I had a lot of sex, but it was just with my partner.
Yeah.
I lost my virginity quite young, but still, there was no trauma around it. I just chose to lose my virginity young.
At what point when you were doing your recruitment?
Yeah.
Or what was it? Like, what ticked in your head that was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go and be a hoe.
Be a slut, yeah. So, like, the whole time during recruitment, I just thought, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Everyone would come in and have stories and go, oh, in my past I did this, or, oh, I want to do this in the future. And all I thought is, oh, I finished school, I've gone into apprentice and recruitment, and now I'm going to do recruitment for the rest of my life. Like, is this as good as it gets?
Well, no, there's like a million other jobs.
Yeah, but still, like, for me, it was very office space, and money is shit.
But like, you're a pretty girl. You could have gone into modelling, you could have gone into acting, you could have been like an influencer.
It's also very hard to get into that.
But so is people.
Not really. Like, I love that, and that's what I've got passion about.
You have passion about having multiple men entering your body on a continuous basis.
Multiple orgasms a day. Like, sex is focused on pleasure and enjoyment. Yeah. I just get a lot more of it than most people.
But how can you find pleasure in short spurts? Because was it 100 men that you had sex with?
I did 1,057.
How's it possible?
It was a lot of work. It was sort of like a rotation. Every 40 seconds, somebody new was inside of me.
See, I knew it. 40 seconds. How could you... Oh my God. This is so bad for young girls to watch. This is terrible. I'm telling you guys, The Handmaid's Tale is around the corner. It's just around the bend. Okay? Because fathers are going to be like, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay? Some real nasty things and evil and psychotic things are going to happen in order for this to stop. Like, if I was a man and she was my daughter, I don't know what I would do, okay? Let's just put it that way. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do as a parent. If that was my sister, I don't know what I would do. This is insane.
You say that so blankly, like it was just like...
Well, because like for the logistics to work, it was very structured.
Yeah.
It wasn't
so how do you find pleasure in like short stops?
Like, I love the idea that I don't know who's going to be inside of me. There was times I was in doggy and I'd turn around and I would have no idea who's in the back of me. And I love that.
That's disgusting.
I love it.
As a woman...
That's disgusting. That's disgusting. This woman is just dumbfounded. I mean, can you imagine sitting across from her and she's just talking like this? Like at first, I was like, is this an act? But no, she's got it all on camera, so it's clearly not.
As a woman, there's just no self-respect there, or like no self-worth at all. There's no value. Like there's no value inside of you for you to just be like, anyone can me.
Oh, there's like, I value myself so much more now that I do this as opposed to in recruitment. When I worked in recruitment, I was given orders. I was told when I could have days off. If a family member was ill, I had to book that as annual leave to go and see them.
Yeah.
Now I get to spend unlimited time with my family and I get to do what I want to do.
Which is people.
Yeah. So if that includes 1,000 people that day, that's exactly what I do. Like I'm in control. And I'm not saying this for everybody. I'm not saying you should 1,000 people, nor could you maybe do it. But if I want to do that, it's like my body and I take control of it. And as a woman, we all say about how if we feel empowered by something, we should do that. I feel empowered when I'm disrespected by over 1,000 men. Like I have to remind them, spit on me, slap me, choke me, pull my hair because they're too polite to me.
It's like an act. Like, I don't genuinely think you could have slept with 1,000 men and be so happy about it.
Yeah, no, I was so happy. Like
I feel like maybe you've done it for content, or maybe you've done it for like clout, or you've said you've done it just to say you've done it. But
I can show you the video.
No, I'd pass on the video, thank you, because I think I'd be sick. But
well, then you can't say it's not true.
I'm just saying I can't fathom that actually being a thing. I couldn't imagine a woman happily allowing 1,000 men into her body and smile about it and say, well, I liked it. I didn't.
So would you feel better if I was crying and upset about it?
No, I'd prefer if that's really your thing that you get off on.
Yeah.
That you just go and do it in private.
Well, I don't need to do it in private. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, but
it's like going, oh, I've done an amazing piece of art, but I should.
You know what? Would you think she would still be doing this if she wasn't getting paid? If there was no profit involved? I wonder. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's about the sex at all. I think she has a great body. She has great genetics. And she took that and used it to get the attention she needed. Because this is about attention. This is not about sex. Like I said, you know what this proves it? Anybody can have sex. She's literally allowing somebody inside her for 40 seconds. Where are you getting? Like, are you kidding me? And what is the guy? Like, who are these boys? Who are these guys that are sleeping with her? Would you, gentlemen, ever want to sleep with somebody that you knew had 2,000 others inside them prior to you? I mean, really? I mean, this is just getting to be so disgusting the more you think about it. And then she had the audacity to sit here and talk about, oh, I loved it because, when I was working in the office, I was just telling people what to do. And they told me what days I could take off and what I could do and da-da-da-da. And now, if I have a sick family member, I have to take a day off and, take a vacation leave. And I just go see them. I spend time with my family. You spend time with your family? Can you imagine being at the July 4th barbecue or the July or whatever holiday she's doing over there? Can you imagine being at the summer barbecue with your family and she's like, okay, Dad, I love you. Give me a kiss. I'm going to work. And he's like, ugh, going to work. When she says I'm going to work, we all know what that is. You know how disgusting that is? Oh my God. What about the kids? The 3-year-olds. Bonnie, what do you do for a living? Where are you working? Oh, I'm going to get slayed by 3,000 men tonight. Oh, what's that mean? Well, they take the pee-pee and put it inside me for 40 seconds and then we go on. I mean, can you imagine this? What do you tell a child that asks you what you do? This is so disturbing. Oh my God. I'm dying to see her parents. If there are any videos with her family talking and discussing this, send them to me immediately.
An amazing piece of art, but I should hide it away.
But it's not, because doing art and becoming a cum bucket is two completely different things.
No, but it's very much art. Like I see it as it's not. It's fun.
It's not. People aren't going to pay to go to a theatre and watch you get dug out by a million men. It's just not. It's not art.
I think you find my bank balance disagrees with what you've just said.
I'm saying they wouldn't put it in a theatre.
Well, I'm actually doing my own theatre next month.
Oh yeah.
So maybe you could come to that and you see the amount of men that pay to watch me be in a glass cage for 24 hours.
Yeah, but they're going to be, jerking off to it. It's not about art. It's not about art. Art? Really, Bonnie? No, it's about sex. It's about porn. Okay? Men are going there to see you so that they can go home and dream about it with a jar of, Jergens. Get what I'm saying? It's not because they think you're an artist. Okay? Michelangelo was an artist. You are not. Oh my God.
What, in a glass cage?
Well, I'll just be like a zoo animal. They can come if they want to me, they can me. If they just want to stare at me, they're welcome to. But I'm going to be tied up in a glass box for a couple of days and my body is for everyone. It's happening in June.
So you're going to get paid to be in a box and just let anyone do whatever they want to you?
Yeah. Well, obviously I get paid once I make the video, but the actual act is completely free. I'm not saying, oh my God, for you to see me naked, you've got to pay loads of money. No, it's free of charge. Anybody can come.
Is there like a limit or a certain standard of man that can be around you?
No, as long as they're of legal age, like anybody and everybody's welcome. I don't discriminate. Whether you're fat, skinny, small, big, anyone.
Out of the 1,000 men, there was a lot of barely legal boys. Do you not have a problem with the fact that they're literally borderline underage?
No, because they're 18.
But they're still children.
Yeah, but they're 18.
What if he was 17?
Well, then no, because that'd be illegal.
Would you still, if it wasn't on camera?
No.
No, so your limit is 18 years old, but they are still...
Well, that's stupid. Who cares, okay? You're an adult at 18, all right? Nobody cares how old they were. The fact is that she had 1,000 you-know-whats inside her in a day. Who cares how old they were if they're adults? I mean, really? Like, don't waste my time with this question. This is so much deeper than, oh, they're illegal, they're adults. Who cares? Why do these 18-year-olds want to be with her? That's the real question. What are they missing in their lives? What's wrong with them? Because no normal man or boy, okay? No man, 18 and up, okay? No normal man wants to be with her. It's used goods. Like, that's just like, I don't get it.
I'm happy to take someone like on their 18th birthday. Like, no problem.
How old are
they're
you?
18, 25.
And you don't mind 18-year-olds?
No problem.
Do you not think it's damaging to them?
No, usually they'd have sex unprotected. Somebody they don't know, it could be on a one-night stand, they've been drinking, maybe drugs are involved. They're going into an unsafe environment that they don't know. That girl the next day could say, hey, I didn't consent to that. Hey, that was rape. Or, hey, you didn't know what you was doing and you actually hurt me.
Yeah.
Them having sex with me, I'm saying, look, use me as a guinea pig. Try and error, whatever you want. Because I'm consenting to this and I want to educate you on a woman's body. Because yes, you can learn sex education at school, but how much do you learn from a middle-aged teacher that's not been laid for years?
So you're just like a modern-day walk-in sex education.
Why are we teaching sex in school to begin with? Why is this even why are the parents not informing their children about sex? It is not the job of the teacher to teach your children about sex, okay? How have we got, these kids can't even read and write, but we're teaching them sex. Think about it. These kids can barely read. They can barely write. They totally can't do math for the most part, and never mind science or anything else. But we're worried about teaching them sex as if it's not a natural thing, as if people need to be taught how to have sex. Let's think about that for a minute. Why do you need to be educated on sex? It's a natural thing. You're going to evolve to a place as you get older to have sex. Now, you can have parents that are rearing you properly that say, you know what, you should really wait. You should really wait a little while because these are the consequences if you do have sex early, okay? But what are you teaching in school that pertains to sex? What is the purpose of that? What positions? I mean, think about it. We are now in an era where some of these schools, and this is a fact, okay? Look it up, California, all over the place, are teaching, I can't even say this, certain types of sex, okay, in schools to 8 and 9-year-olds. I mean, this is ridiculous. And this is how you end up with Bonnie Blue. Get it?
The lesson.
Yeah,
For underage children.
Well, no, because they're 18.
Well, barely legal people, yeah.
And if you've got an issue with the age, then take it up with the government. Because I go by the rules and the rules is 18.
Yeah, the rules is 18. Just because it's legal doesn't mean it's morally right.
So you've got an issue with the age gap.
But you're not in a relationship with these people. You're just barely legal people.
Yeah.
That is the problem. They're
It's
still
completely fine.
children. When they're barely legal, there should be some sort of respect or like a boundary in place. If you want to go around and exploit your body, that's completely up to you. Like I said, it's your body. But then you're exploiting children's bodies at the same time.
An 18-year-old's not a child's body.
Barely legal. They're still children. Well, my nephew's 18. He's still a child.
I'll send him to me then.
No, I'd absolutely never do that.
Hopefully I'll find him in my queue one day.
No, I don't think he will because he has like respect for himself. I don't know if something
The men that come see me have a lot of respect.
They don't, unfortunately. I know you might think they do.
How many of you asked that I've slept with?
I would never ask anyone that you've slept with because I don't know.
So you don't know
anyone
that you've not got respect?
I
This
know
is the thing.
enough by someone going and queuing up to someone for 40 seconds. They don't have any respect for
Sometimes they
themselves.
have longer. I do it on a regular basis. But
Okay.
the women like to judge these men so heavily that queue and me and everything else. No one's ever gone out of the way to ask them, how do you feel? Like, how does this make you feel? Or what's brought you here today? Nobody. Women just sit and judge these men for having sex with me without even knowing them. And that's one thing I don't do. I do not judge someone unless I've spoken to and met them. But women are more than happy to do that.
It's not about judging. It's not about judging them, though.
You just said they have no respect for them.
No, but they don't. That's
judging them, saying they have no respect.
That's a factual statement. That's not a judgment.
It's not factual when you don't know.
But it is factual, because to do something like that, to do what you do, it means you don't have any respect for yourself. To do what
being
they
a porn
did.
star?
It's not a porn star, though, is it?
Okay, what we're calling it?
She's a terrible interviewer. This girl right here, she's terrible. You know why? Because the whole interview is just her emotions. And Bonnie Blue is sitting there like just running right through her. Like, you can't be emotional when you're interviewing people like this. I just want to like tell her, just like, stop, let her talk. Like, she's literally in such a state of shock, which I'm like, you didn't research this before you sat down with this woman? Like, I'm just wondering. I mean, what do you think? She's a prostitute. It is what it is.
What is it?
Okay, what we're calling it? Prostitution?
Oh, it's basically prostitution, isn't it?
Okay,
Organised prostitution.
so prostitutes don't have respect for themselves.
Absolutely not. How can you sit there knowing you let 1,000 men have sex with you in 12 hours and say, I have respect for myself? Because you don't have respect for yourself. It doesn't matter whether you enjoy it or not. You can enjoy it with one man privately in your own home. You don't need
so boring. Just because I want to make a sex tape and post it, if I want to do that and the people I'm filming with consent to that, then I don't really see why people judge it.
Well, they are judging you, yeah, because it is discussing what you're doing. But that's just a fact. Again, it's not a judgment. I'm not.
No, that's your opinion.
Not my opinion. No, that's
opinion and facts are very different.
Yeah, exactly. My opinion is that I think you're actually a really pretty girl. My fact is that you are a whore. And you are a prostitute. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is disrespectful and it's disgusting.
No,
that's
you
a
find
fact.
it disrespectful.
No. The world finds it disrespectful and disgusting. The only person who doesn't have a problem with it currently is you and any boy who's getting satisfaction from it, because
I wouldn't say the word
illegal.
I'd say I've slept with obviously nearly 2,000 people.
Yeah.
They don't find it disgusting.
Of course they do. They probably think you're disgusting.
I've got over 600,000 subscribers and earn over 2 million a month. I think there's a lot of people that do not find it disgusting.
I bet every single one of them probably.
Now that's why she's doing it. She's got over 600,000 subscribers and over 2 million a month. Well, there you go. There you go.
And earn over 2 million a month. I think there's a lot of people that do not find it disgusting.
I bet every single one of them probably does find it disgusting, and they're probably disgusted in themselves too.
I spend hours and hours a day speaking to them and getting to know them.
Yeah.
You're once again judging and assuming.
Allowing 1,000 penises into one vagina in 12 hours is...
This girl just cannot get past it. This poor girl, she wasn't ready for this. She's not mature enough for this. She just can't get past it. Get down to the psychology of it, lady, okay? Start figuring out why Bonnie Blue decided to go this route. It is deeper than I was bored, okay? You're lacking something. She's unhappy with something about herself. This is all a reflection now, okay? Bonnie Blue wants acceptance from all of these penises that are inside her for a reason, because she feels like she's lacking something. There's something about herself that she doesn't like. Get to it! Stop asking about underage crap and the fact that she's a prostitute. We know she's a prostitute. She's telling you she's a prostitute and she likes it. Why? I want to know why. Get under the layers here. Please, God, let her get under these layers.
It's disgusting.
But the more you talk about it, the more it turns me on.
Yeah, but that is disgusting too.
It's not. What, I'm turned on from something I've done?
Yeah, publicly.
So sorry, should I sit here and cry that
I don't want you to.
I took 1,000 guys?
It's not about crying. You don't need to sit and cry that you fucked 1,000 guys, but there's a thing called shame, and we should probably bring that back. What you're doing is so damaging to women as a woman.
But women find everything to complain about. They
really.
cry about anything and everything nowadays.
Now, what she should be asking her right now, because I can't take this much longer. What she should be asking her about, what she just said, is what you're doing is terrible for other women. What she should be asking is, Bonnie, how does it make you feel that, first of all, you're elite. You're like the 0.01% of people on OF, okay? And that there are people and young girls that have absolutely no chance ever in getting even a fraction of what you're making and what the amount of views and stuff you're getting, okay? They're not even gonna even come close to that. But you're letting these girls know, as an example, that they can be you. You're an icon in this. Knowing that 99.99999% of those girls that are following in your footsteps are gonna be damaged, broke, end up on the streets, prostituting, okay? They have a very, very, very sad, long trajectory ahead of them. Are you, Bonnie, being responsible with this? Are you telling these girls that this is really probably not for you? That I'm an anomaly? That this is probably not going to be your future? Are you doing that? See, get down to some things here. I want to know, what is her, how does she feel about those girls that are following in her first steps, knowing that they'll never ever make it? I want to know.
The world is a bit sensitive, but people on camera and like trying to glorify it is something that people should complain about. Women have worked so hard for years and years and years to stop being objectified sexually and to be shown that we are actually more capable of things than we're supposed to be than just as a sexualized object. And you're out here saying, actually, no, I'm a slut. I'll lay down and let anyone me. I have nothing to prove. I've got no self-worth. You don't have to value me at all. And everything we're working towards, you're just
really
disregarding it.
Women out.
So you're literally ruining everything that we've worked towards.
I'm saying instead of,
But every woman isn't working towards not being an object, okay? So here we go again. This is that feminist stuff. Like you're talking about women, No, all women don't want all the same thing that you want, lady, okay? Some women like to be beautiful, be whistled at. Okay, some women actually like that. You get what I'm saying here? It's like everything is not lumped into one thing. Okay? Are there consequences to Bonnie's trajectory, her path? Of course. But that has nothing to do with what women actually want. Okay, don't get it twisted here.
Flirting with that woman across the road who doesn't want to be wolf whistled and is going to cry about the fact she had a wolf whistle.
Yeah.
I'm saying just come with me.
But they're still going to do it. And the fact that you're normalizing the behavior of being a whore constantly is making men think, okay, women are more accessible now, and they think they have more chance with other women being like that. Because you're making it like it's a normal thing when it's not.
The other thing is, it's clearly not normal because not everyone 1,000 people.
Yeah.
But I, before every video, say, hey, this is what I enjoy. This is what I like. This is what I'm consented to.
Yeah.
This does not mean your wife at home and your wet wipes and girlfriends are going to enjoy this. But this is what I like. And this is my body. And as a woman, I'm taking control.
And that's absolutely fine, like I said, to do it privately. But to be out there so publicly with it, when there's little girls that are going to see this and maybe one day be confused or be stuck or in a rut somewhere where they're feeling a bit
5 years old, you could be a boy or a girl nowadays. If I want 1,000 people and they see that, I don't think that's the biggest issue.
But it is though, isn't it? Because as a little girl, when you are growing up and you are confused or you don't know, or you might someone's in a dead-end job and they think they're going to look at you and might consider, okay, maybe I should just sell my body. It's the easy way out and I'll just be a whore too. That's not a great example to set for any person. And as a woman, you should try, especially a woman who has a platform that you have now, should try and do something to help women, to uplift women, to make us feel secure, to make us feel safe, and to make us feel empowered. Whereas you just say, actually, we're not empowering, just lay down and be a wet rag for everyone, and that's it.
Well, first of all, okay, this girl, your career is over. Whatever you're doing, I don't know, but nobody cares about what you're saying, because what she doesn't realize is that most girls right now want to be on OnlyFans. They want to be Instagram models. Okay, the days of I want to be a singer, I want to be an actress, those are over. That's why there's no more Hollywood stars, really. When's the last real star in Hollywood that you've seen? Like real, you get it? Where are these like starlets? There used to be where are they? Where are the big singers? Well, Ariana Grande, who's been in the game for how long? Where? What? No. It doesn't exist anymore, okay? Doesn't exist. And if you think about it, even the couple of singers that are out here, you know what I'm saying? It's basically prostitution anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So what is she talking about? Her pitch, her spiel is unappealing. These girls want fame, celebrity, money, and they want it fast. They want to be hot, okay? Nobody cares about what she's saying. You're not really teaching these girls anything because you're not getting to the root of what it actually could end up being. Because most girls, on Instagram, a lot of it's fake, okay? A lot of it isn't what you seem. You got to start getting into the life. It's like, everything from the outside seems a way. You get in it, and a lot of times it's very different. We see it all the time from celebrities talking about what they went through. You get it? Sometimes the deal you're making with the devil isn't all that grand at the end. You understand? She's not really pulling anything out of this.
Wet rag for everyone, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, don't worry about having sex with your husband. I'll do it for you. I'm saving people a job.
But you're not, actually, because you're ruining people's marriages. Why would you want to someone's husband?
If their husband wants to sleep with me and not talk about it with their wife, their marriage is already
Okay, she's not ruining anybody's marriage. Bonnie Blue is not ruining marriages. Marriages are ruined for other reasons, okay? Mostly because, probably like maybe the wife stopped having sex and then the husband goes and finds it somewhere else, okay? Most men don't leave women. If you notice that, the percentage of women leaving men is a lot higher than men leaving women, okay? For real. Men will put up with a lot. They ask for very little. They're actually very simple humans. You understand? So, I mean, here we go. She doesn't really know what she's talking about.
It's nothing to do with me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not a
But
marriage
why would you want
counsellor.
to entertain that situation anyway?
Because if they're not having sex with their partner, I will happily do it on repeat.
Why?
I don't discriminate whether you're married, 18 or 80. I'll take anybody.
You'd fuck an old man.
Oh yeah, of course I would. Old men deserve sex. I mean, the wife might be dead.
So you really will just have sex with anybody in this whole world?
Well, some like this last few days with my grandma, like if I was walking around Hyde Park and someone was like, oh, come on, should we do a quick gangbang? I would say, oh no, can I feed the birds first with my grandma? Then meet me back at mine. Like, obviously it's not every single day.
Yeah.
Like, I could not physically take 1,000 guys every day. I'd probably be split in half. But like on the days I want it, I'll have it.
But that's what I mean. Isn't that something that you'd want to do privately though? Why did you try and glorify? That's my only issue. It's not that you want 1,000 men because like I said, it's your body, do what you like. But it's the fact that you try to glorify it. Like it's a beautiful thing that you're doing. Like every woman should do it, but it's not.
I'm not saying every woman. I've never said that.
But you're saying if that's what you enjoy, you should go and do it.
Yeah, because if you enjoy something,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's about
What about if I said I really enjoy murdering people? Should I just go around and kill
I don't know
everyone?
if that's illegal. The difference is what I'm doing is legal.
That's the stupidest analogy I've ever heard. I mean, this girl, God, she's just so far out of her league. You get it? You're like Bonnie. I mean, I gotta agree with Bonnie here. I mean, come on. So you're comparing prostitution, which is legal in some states. Okay, go to you know where? Not Las Vegas, but Nevada. Okay, go to the Bunny Ranch. It's legal. You're comparing it to murder. I mean, come on, girl. You gotta prepare. You can't just come on here and be emotional. This interview is driving me insane.
Okay, but morally, take illegality out of it. Morally, they're both very wrong things to be doing.
Morals aren't fact.
No, you can't take the legality out of it. Okay? It's immoral. It's not moral to you. She doesn't understand. These young girls today have different goals, different dreams, and the parents don't care. How many, think about this. How many young girls, like 15, 16, 18, tweens, you know what I'm saying? Young adults, you know, adults, 20, 21, right? Girls, right? Were raised by single mothers who are pushing them into this so that they can get rich, so that they can take care of their mom. Think about it. Think about what I'm saying, okay? Hello?
Everyone has different morals.
Yeah.
For some people, because I'm not religious, they're like, oh my God, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
Like, I've slept with 1,000 people. Oh, so now I'm going to hell. Like, morals aren't factual.
Okay.
So if you said, oh, I enjoy
But
murdering
naturally, as humans, we are born with a set of morals. Naturally.
But I don't think I was
all are.
born at 1 year old thinking I'm going to have a gangbang. Like,
No,
that
of
wasn't
course
in my
not. But
head.
that's what I mean. Along the way, somewhere during your lifetime, you have lost your morals.
I enjoy it and I'm doing nothing wrong. I'm not hurting anybody. If anything, I've got liquid evidence of doing the opposite.
You're not hurting anybody, but you are damaging society.
I'm
Viewpoint.
draining balls and sucking. That's what I'm doing. I'm not damaging society.
But you're doing it publicly.
Yeah, of course.
And you're
I'm
trying to
proud of it.
glorify it, but you shouldn't be proud of it. It's not.
I live a very glamorous life, so why would I not glorize it?
Here we go. She's leading a very glamorous life. Why would she not glamorize it, right? She is a reflection of society. She's not the cause of this. She's an example of what society has turned into, what we've done. She is a reflection of society today. Again, this is why I say, literally, The Handmaid's Tale, that series, you think that got made for no reason? If you don't think that that's coming at some point, you're nuts. History proves it. It's happened before and it's going to happen again. You understand? Because the men are going to say no more. And when that happens, we're all in trouble. Ladies.
Because you're making money off of being by barely legal boys.
And you don't think girls try and have sex all the time and have sex to work the way to the top?
By the way, to the top of what?
Just the businesses. Like, people have sex all the time. It's not just to earn money for OnlyFans. Like, I've worked in offices. People have had promotions because they've had sex with their boss. I've met multiple rappers and singers. They've got girls literally in their DMs begging to have sex with them just to get a bit of attention, a bit of money.
Yeah.
And they're doing that behind the closed
But
doors.
this is because we're in a generation now where women have been told that it's okay to sexualize our bodies, and we're going back.
Women
We've
have
got this whole
unfortunately-
OnlyFans thing now where everyone's just like glorifying being a prostitute.
Yeah, but I personally see like women.
Yeah, but what about the corporations? Okay, you're not getting, oh God, this girl's driving me nuts. This interview, she's driving me absolutely nuts. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. What I am trying to say here is this. How do you think OnlyFans began? What, you think some young Bonnie Blue just decided to and made a $1 billion corporation? Lady, wake up. Why are you blaming Bonnie? She's only the result and the reflection of what corporations and society has done, what they've created. They've created monsters like her. Get it? You're not getting it. What about Instagram? What about Instagram? So who's responsible for that? Who owns Instagram? Facebook? Huh? Could it be think about it. You have Instagram and you have girls that are literally will do anything to get a lifestyle like the people they see on Instagram, which is what Bonnie is selling. She's selling a lifestyle. And women have been desensitized, so they want bags, they want this, they want Kelly bags, they want all this crap that's unattainable for 99% of the people. I mean, let's be real here. How many people can afford, a $28,000 bag, a $50,000 bag, okay, a $100,000 bag? How many? How many people? Okay, it's like ridiculous. We're to the point now where it's like everybody can have a horse. You can live in real, average lifestyle, but you can afford to go buy a horse and ride English and learn. Look, you can't. It's not possible. So we have trained young girls in society from a very young age, from the minute they get cell phones, to be on Instagram and see all these beautiful women and beautiful things and have this lifestyle. And they're saying, this is how I got it. Men fly me out, they buy me gifts, they give me prizes, I live a lifestyle, I like it, and that's what I want to do. They don't, like I said, they don't want to be actresses anymore, they don't want to put work in. Why learn how to act? Why learn how to dance? Why become a ballerina? That's hard work. Why do any of that? Why be a singer? Why do anything? Why even be a doctor? Who cares? Who would want to do that when you can go make $2 million a month on OF? Think about it. The corporations did this. That's who's to blame.
All the time.
Exactly.
A young age, which is wrong.
So hard to bring ourselves out of that so that we weren't just sexualized beings. Men used to go to war for women because of how respected and loved we were. Now all they have to do is pay £5 a month.
OnlyFans to me was a platform which allows women to be empowered.
Men still go to war for women, okay? Men will always do everything that they do for women. That's why when The Handmaid's Tale does come, they're doing it for women. They're doing it to save their daughters, their nieces, their sisters, the future. You see how that works? No man does anything, in my opinion, that isn't really underneath it all for a woman. That's how lucky women are. That's how lucky you are to be born a woman. That's why you have transsexuals out here that want to become women because they see how men react to women, how much a man does for a woman. Think about what I'm saying. It's nuts. That's why feminism doesn't work. That's why her approach doesn't work. She has no relevance. You're behind the times.
Loved we were. Now all they have to do is pay £5 a month.
OnlyFans to me was a platform which allows women to be empowered and take control back.
So if you weren't getting paid and you weren't getting any clout, would you still do what you do?
Oh, I'd still do gangbangs, yeah.
Would you still 1,000 men in a day?
Yeah, because I want to test my body.
Why don't you test if you can run a marathon?
No, I'm not having a midlife crisis. I don't need to do a marathon.
So do you want to have children?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure. Before, I was fixated. I was like, oh, to be happy, you need to be married. Then you have children, and then, that's sort of what life is. But now, I don't know.
So you don't actually have kids?
No, I don't know.
If you were to have children and you had a son,
yeah,
and he turned 18, how would you feel if he slept with someone like you?
Yeah, I'd love it.
You'd love it.
Yeah, obviously not me. I don't want to sleep with my actual son, but I would send him to a prostitute, sorts like whoever. I'd put him in someone else.
So you'd prefer him to prostitute than just fall in love nicely with a nice girl and have sex
How
that way?
unrealistic is that to say? Who falls in love at 18, gets married and has sex with loses their virginity to the person they get married? Does not happen.
I mean, it probably happens more than people that 1,000 men in a day. And if you had a daughter and she said, Mummy, I want to be just like you.
Yeah.
And you'd be happy and you'd watch your daughter just everyone.
Yeah, I'd obviously explain the benefits, the downsides to it, the dangerous potential. I'll explain every aspect. If they choose to do that, I will raise my daughter to be independent and to follow her dreams. If that is to 1,000 people, I'll be there with a banner supporting her the whole way.
That is really scary. It's not about, oh, you know what, I don't really like that sandwich, but you like that sandwich, so we can agree to disagree. It is wrong.
You know what's crazy about that, what she just said? If you think about it, right? everything Bonnie just said, that if she would have a daughter that wanted to follow in her footsteps, she would show her all the positives and the negatives and explain every single step of it along the way, and then let her make a choice. The saddest thing about that is that her saying that is better than like 50% of the parents today raising children. How sad is that? You think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. Okay? At least she's explaining what it is and what it isn't. I mean, we are in real trouble, people. Real trouble. Because this does not lead to anything good for society. It doesn't. This is how you have the fall of the Greek Empire, which is coming. It's definitely coming. I just pray to God it doesn't happen while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be in the Handmaid's Tale because of these irresponsible other women who pushed men in society to now say no, like the stupid Nancy Pelosi's of the world, okay? Like these dumb baby boomer types, you know, that just have absolutely no common sense and are the most selfish people on earth, and everything's me, 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 me. And they look at how we got here. Go back to the 60s. Go look at all of the, you know, all of the hippies and all this stuff and how we ended up here. And then the corporate greed from the baby boomers who basically, you know, allowed all this, okay? Because if the baby boomers didn't want OF, didn't want Instagram, didn't want all this stuff, it wouldn't happen because the great generation never allowed this. Think about it. It was a shock to see somebody's actual breasts out in a movie. Now it's like total nudity is nothing. It's like cable TV, everybody's nude. So what's the difference? You see what I'm saying here? It's going to take a hardcore reset, and that is a scary thought.
About, oh, you know what, I don't really like that sandwich, but you like that sandwich, so we can agree to disagree. It is wrong. Hands down, point blank, period. It's wrong.
Your period.
And it's disgusting.
Okay.
And it's not something that should be glorified, and it's not something that should be pushed, and it's definitely not something that we should encourage our children to be doing, especially our daughters. As a woman to a woman,
Why especially our
raising
daughter? Why are we making any difference between male and female?
Because it is completely different.
If a girl wants to f one and a girl wants to f one,
Yeah.
it's completely the same. This
No, it's not. Do we both have vaginas?
No, one's got
Goes inside and one gets entered. And
one gets sore as well. Like I've worked with porn
I never
stars.
said that they don't get sore.
So it's the same.
But it's
my
an
point
energy transfer.
Is male and female are the same. We need to start treating them as the same
But
people.
they're not the same.
They are. If they want 1,000 guys or 1,000 girls, it's completely up to them.
How would you explain to your husband who you are and what you do?
I mean, you probably already know. And he's probably going to be someone that's I've already slept with or that's been in the queue beforehand.
Is there anyone who's ever been in the queue beforehand that you actually did like or find attractive and pursued further?
Yeah.
How many?
Multiple times.
Okay. Well, like romantically or just sexually?
Like romantically gone on dates with, like continued to see afterwards. Like the people in my queue, and I could sort of understand. I used to think when I first got into this industry, I started off camming, I thought, oh, it's just going to be disgusting men online that are just weird. Like in my head, I was just thinking of like fat, ugly, smelly weirdos, probably quite old men. And then when I just started camming online, I was like, oh my God, these are normal people. These are people you'd pass in the street and not think twice of.
Yeah.
Like they're just good looking, normal guys. And each guy's got a different story. Like when I was on cam, some of them were just lonely. Some of them, they just had children and their wife was so busy looking after them that they hadn't been like sexually active, which is fine. You don't want to put pressure on your wife. Like obviously you should not do that. So then they just wanted to come online and speak to somebody. So they wasn't weird. They just wanted to have a connection and just have some intimate moment with somebody. Other people, their wife didn't want to have sex anymore, but he still absolutely adored her, but he wanted
sexual activity.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you condone cheating?
Yeah.
You condone cheating?
There's always different scenarios with cheating. But yeah, before I'd have been like, oh, if your partner cheats, he doesn't love you. He doesn't want to be with you. But then when I started becoming a sex worker and I'd speak to so many men, they'd be like, no, I absolutely adore my wife, I adore my children, but she doesn't want to have sex anymore. But as a guy, he's still had needs, he still wanted to have sex. So for him going to a sex worker was much better, and I completely agree, than having like an intimate affair with somebody you work with, somebody you see on a regular basis. If it's a slut like me, there isn't a connection. I probably won't even remember you the next day. So for them, they were just paying for service, just like you would any other appointment, and then you're leaving. Yeah. It wasn't getting emotionally connected to me. It was just I'm a cum bucket, come on me, leave, go back to your wife. And then they're sort of refreshed. They're ready to go again with their crazy life at home. So it's not because they don't love their wife and children, but it was a de-stress for them.
That was very valuable information right there, okay? And any woman in a relationship, a serious relationship, engaged, married, right? You should listen to what she's actually saying. Because when you start neglecting your husband's needs, that's when the husband goes elsewhere. That's just a fact. When you start neglecting the needs of your husband, boyfriend, fiance, whoever it is, they're going to find it elsewhere. It's just a fact. So why not put effort into making sure they don't? Most men don't leave women because, this other woman was hotter, younger. They really don't. That's not really why. It's because they're being neglected. They feel like they're ignored. They're doing all the work. They're bringing in the money. There's so much pressure, and the woman only complains, and they don't want to have sex. Then they go happen to find a younger, hotter girl who pays attention to them, who doesn't have baggage, who isn't dealing with kids. See, it's really, you have to really think about why they leave. Take care of your men, ladies, or they won't stick around. That's a fact.
And then how about if you were married and you just had children and then your husband went and someone else? Do you still have that same mindset?
Yeah.
I don't think you would.
See, it's the thing. Everyone says to me,
oh my God, this girl is so dumb. Do you hear what she just asked her? If Bonnie Blue was married and just had a child, she doesn't think that she would be okay with her husband going and having sex. She would call a sex worker for him. What are you doing? Like, what are these questions? The stupidity is mind-boggling.
yeah.
I don't think you would.
See, it's the thing. Everyone says to me, I don't think you would. Oh my God, you're a suicide case waiting to happen. Oh, in the future, this.
I mean, in the future, there is going to be long-term detrimental effects.
See, everyone just talks about long-term. If I'd have said to you, I want to sleep with 1,000 men, you would have said to me, you're not going to be okay after that. You'll not be smiling, you'll not be walking out. I did sleep with 1,000. I am smiling, I am happy. We can't sit here and have a conversation and go, in the future this, in the future.
Yeah.
Like, nobody knows. However, when I do speak about sex work so proudly, people are still like, oh, you must be lying.
Yeah.
I very clearly live a very happy life. Even though it pisses everyone off that I do this and I do it so proudly, I'm okay with it. And I'm not promoting it for other people. I'm saying you probably can't do it. You're probably not hot enough, probably not got the cardio strength in the bedroom because, God, it's a lot of work. But I'm saying this is what I do and I'm happy. So no, I'm not a side case waiting to happen or,
The only long-term effect for me is every time you have a sexual encounter with anybody and a man enters you, there is DNA, there is traces of DNA. They live up to in your side of you for like 7 years.
Yeah.
And there's also an energy transfer. I don't know if you're spiritual. I probably don't think you are at all. No. But spiritually, there is an energy transfer. And it's very hard if you even sleep with 2 or 3 men to maintain any sort of real connection with anybody because you have shared energies inside of you plus all the shared DNA. So for you to have thousands inside of you all at once, mentally, over the years, it will have an impact. You will probably lose your character. You probably wonder why you don't feel right all the time. And it's because you have this massive energy bulge of just thousands and thousands of different men inside of you all living at once, coexisting.
That's something I'd wank open and I've got all their energy inside of me. But like, I don't know many girls that have got a body count less than 2 or 3.
No, not many, but like
so then everyone's fucked.
Do you not see that there's clearly some sort of trauma there? There's something that's unhinged and not right inside because obviously if it was a normal thing, everyone would be doing it. But for it to be this extreme, there is something not right there. That is going to click one day and it is going to bite you in the arse and you are going to feel the repercussions of your actions because
it's just not going to happen.
It is. Whether it's a week or a year or 10 years from now, you are going to look back.
You also could be hit by a bus next year and die. You can't live your life going, oh, what if this happens? Oh, this is going to come back and get you. But
no, but we are supposed to live our lives morally right and we try and do right by ourselves, especially by ourselves, let alone anybody else.
No, we don't. No. See, this is where she's going wrong. She actually thinks that we're in a society that has a moral compass, but we don't anymore. So nothing that she's saying is ever going to affect Bonnie Blue. Okay, society would have to completely reset. Again, men would have to make that choice. You understand? And we'd have to start from zero. Right now, no one cares because it's okay to be a slut. It's okay to be a whore. It's okay to get divorced. It's okay to be a single mother. I mean, I just covered an episode days ago where a woman had an arranged marriage, had left her husband while she was pregnant, moved to another state, and then shipped the kid back to live with the husband for him to raise her while she goes and becomes a kindergarten teacher. What are we talking about? There's no moral compass, lady, so nothing you're saying has any relevance anymore. Because young women today care about one thing and one thing only, and that is lifestyle. Lifestyle. We're mostly uneducated, uninformed, okay? Back in the day, my grandmother would say, you know, young miss, you're not going to get by in just your looks alone. You better get a personality like your mother. You know what I'm saying? So, hello, it's like nobody's teaching these kids like you got to get off your phone. You got to engage with people. You learn what you're around. So if society is this low as it is now, where you can't even go into like CVS and have a conversation and say hello to somebody because no one can communicate, what is she saying that has any relevance? Nobody cares. These girls want a lifestyle. They'd rather look at themselves on Instagram than have a conversation with any of us. Get it? That's what feeds their fire. Things, more money, and fame, attention. That's it.
By ourselves, let alone anybody else. We come first. So to carry yourself with no value, no.
See, I would have been upset with myself if I stayed in recruitment, stayed in my marriage, stayed in the fancy house I brought in.
But
nice
no,
car.
I don't want you to live an unhappy life.
No, but I would have got older and thought, okay, yes, I've been well respected. Everyone, really values me.
Yeah.
And yes, my morals and values look like they're completely intact. I would have got older and thought, what have I done in life that was for me? What have I been super passionate about? Like, I wasn't, but now I found something that makes me super happy. And even my family see how much happier I am.
So your family support what you do?
Super supportive.
They don't like you?
No, they're super supportive.
But they don't like you. They might support what you do. Because genuinely anybody who cared about you, your mom, your dad, your sister, your partner, anybody who cared about you wouldn't encourage what you're doing.
I'm not saying they're saying, oh my God, go and sleep with 1,000 people. However, I'm an independent woman. So if I decide to go and do that, they're just going to be there to support me.
No, that's not how caring for somebody works. If I see someone spiraling, somebody I genuinely care about spiraling down a path of self-destruction, I am going to step in and I'm going to say, babe, listen, what you're doing is wrong. You are going to regret it. It's not healthy. It's not great. It's really bad. You look atrocious. I'd be very honest with them, and I would do everything in my power to help them come off of that and to live a nice, humble life again, where they won't destroy themselves.
So that's like, it just goes back to your opinion. But my family is super supportive. They always have been.
But then are they just supportive because now they just see you as an exploitation for financial gain? If you was a broke person, you lived in a normal house and you was doing this and you weren't making any money, they wouldn't support you.
They would.
They would reel you in, and I don't feel like they would support you. I feel like you're just...
I've known my family my whole life. You've never even spoke to them. Like I said, you like to make all these assumptions. Like the men are disgusting. Oh, your family don't support you.
No, I just said your family do support you, but because
they don't like
exploiting you for an financial gain.
Sorry, my family don't like me.
No, they can't like you.
But I'm sat here telling you they do. So I don't care how you need to swallow that. They do. Okay. But like I said, I could sit here and tell you, my family are very much in my life. Whether you accept that or not, I don't care. But they are. They're very supportive. They adore me. They just want me to be happy.
They may adore her. They may not. Her family may hate her. They may be disgusted with her, but she's making millions of dollars. You see, we don't really know. But the point is that in the open, they support her. So what's the difference? It's just like I just watched the Call Her Daddy, Call Her Alex documentary, right? And her parents are totally supportive of her too. They're proud of it. If I went on television and talked the way that woman talked and talked about sexually transmitted diseases that you caught and this and that and all these men you slept with and, the most disgusting, grotesque thing, my father would probably kill me and be in jail for the rest of his life because I don't think he would be able to handle something like that. So think about this. Where did you come from? Who raised you? Right? Let's finish this out. And then I have some thoughts on whether you like Bonnie or not, and what my opinion is, and how we move forward in society when this is where we're at. Because this is a clear vision of where we're at. This is where we're at. You're looking at it.
And that is it. It's as simple as that.
So here we go. All right. So here's the thing, Bonnie, right? You may disagree with her. I completely disagree with her lifestyle. I completely disagree with her choices. I think it's disgusting. Okay? It makes no sense to me. I don't view my body that way. I don't view other people the way she does. She has no regard for no feeling for other men. Even like the fact that these men, they're just 1, 2, 3, 4. They're just little, conveyor belt chain, no respect for anything, in my opinion. She doesn't feel that way. But here's the thing. Whether you agree with Bonnie Blue or not and her lifestyle, the question is this. Bonnie Blue has proven to us and many others that this is where we are in society. Okay? This is where the moral compass of society is. Forget about how we got there. We're here. This is not something coming. This isn't the future. That's where this interviewer is totally off base. It's here, people. Okay? It's here. If you don't agree with it, how do you change this? How do you raise kids to not be Bonnie Blue? How do we change society? How do you prevent children from actual from the world, actually? How do you prevent them from going on Instagram? How do you prevent them from looking up to prostitutes? How? What do we do? That's a question. Leave me a comment because I'm curious. What do we do? Because this is literally the world. It's not even just America. This is the world. She's in Australia. We know what's going on online. What do we do? What is the answer here? How do you change this? In my opinion, the only way to actually change this is to make really harsh rules. And the only way that that's ever going to happen is by brute force by men. Sadly. That's just my opinion. Tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I hope you found this interesting. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Well, it's a sign of the times, right? I'm Debravo. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.